Welcome to another episode of Hospitality Insider on KoniTV. I'm Koni Kim, but I'm excited today to introduce you Gina Joyce, who is a great designer from Dallas. Hi Gina, welcome to Hospitality Insider. And thank you so much for joining us today. And please tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Joyce Design Group came about of reinventing myself. Started back in 2010 when the economy hit, and after working with the major big design firms, just coming out of the economy hit where I was let go, and reinventing myself, as I said, and then just trying to continue my passion in design.
So, design is your passion. So where does that come from? How did you get inspiration to become a designer?
Well, I grew up on Coronado Island, and the Hotel del Coronado was at the end of the beach, and so as a small child I believed that every hotel in the whole world looked as fabulous as the Hotel del Coronado. And so as I grew up, I knew I had a passion for art. I pursued art as a degree at a university, and then quickly figured out, of much my father's chagrin, that I wanted to change my major to interior design. And I was inspired by the technical side of it, as well as the colors and just materials. But most often, when I think back on my childhood, it was mostly just about rearranging big rooms. I always loved rearranging my room as a child.
But you know, and I know, the interior design is not just decoration.
Yeah.
It's all things that's going in the back, all the details and everything that has to come together, working with other people. And so tell us about how your operation in your business.
Well, we are big on collaboration, and to me a team is communicative. It is design inspired by everybody going out and coming back in, bringing to the table, and then as a team we decide together what impacts the specific project at the time. And my big belief is that you cannot design in a vacuum, that it is teamwork, and that one person cannot be the whole team. It takes a village to bring these projects together.
Well, that is actually fabulous, isn't it? So that's one of my biggest passion, just working with somebody like you, and I always learn and be inspired more. And so how many teams do you have? I mean, you know, are you the architects and all the other departments?
We pull from a great source of teams throughout Dallas, but in our office right now we have 4 designers plus myself, each kind of straddling everything from the technical side to the material side to the design side, conceptual, schematic, and we all pull together, and then we pretty much at this point we utilize our resources in order to draft and bring the technical side together.
So Gina, what do you think is the biggest challenge as being a designer?
I think the biggest challenge being a designer is that there's so much great product out there, but at the same time the clients need to know specifically what they're going for, and they themselves are challenged with defining the budget. And so in order to help them along, we pretty much always start off with a mid-scale budget, and then we're not retracing our steps, because even though you're a 5-star property, you don't always have a 5-star budget. So bringing it all together, we can always, you know, spice it up a little bit, but then we're not having to, you know, value engineer it and dumb it down. We want the design intent to be strong and intentional.
So would you be able to share some of your great projects with the audiences?
Absolutely. I've had the privilege throughout my career that seems like it gets longer every day. I am blessed with the opportunity to work with Tricia Wilson for 7.5 years, and before that Hirsch Bedner as an intern in their London office. So the privilege has been to work on properties like the Hotel del Coronado, 10 renovations there. 5 years of my life went to the Arizona Biltmore, Moana Surfrider over in Waikiki, and then La Costa Resort and Spa was a beginning, but I never finished that one. And then also the other ones that do bring a lot of joy that don't get a lot of notoriety are Hyatt Place National Rollout and Hyatt Summerfield Suites National Rollout. To me, you give me a palette, you give me a canvas, and I just want to create. So it's not really the accolades, but I definitely have been blessed with some really good ones.
Yeah, it sounds like that you've been all over the place with your project. And I understand you're finishing some villas here in Coronado?
Yes. Yeah. There's 78 villas and cottages that we're renovating right now, and we're hoping to impress because those are individually owned. So there's a homeowners association that will be looking very intently at the design when it's done.
Well, good luck with that project, but we would love to go there, take pictures and before and after. And when we come back, can you share a little bit about your personal life and how you grow up, and so what is going to be next future plan? And when we come back, we're going to hear more about Gina's plan for her future, as well as how she grew up and become an interior designer.
Hi, I'm Koni Kim with Darf Design, and you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
And you are watching.
And you're watching KoniTV.
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 The first internet channel for the hospitality industry.
Watch and follow who she brings and what she brings to show you, to inspire.
KoniTV.tv. I love it.
Welcome back to Hospitality Insider interview with Gina Joyce. And Gina, you said that you grew up in Coronado, right here in San Diego.
Yes, my dad was a naval aviator, so he was stationed at North Island. And then we quickly moved to different little cities around here in San Diego. And then we were fortunate that we moved over to London and lived there for 3.5 years. And so with that, the economy was completely flipped around. So we were traveling all over Europe when I was in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. As well, my mother took my youngest sister and I out of American school and put us into English prep school. So my backyard got really big and very different than what I had learned here in San Diego. I am the 3rd child of 4 siblings, and my parents are originally from Cincinnati, but all of us kids were born and raised in San Diego. And like I said earlier, the Hotel del Coronado overlooked the beach, and it was such an inspiration from the very beginning.
So when was your first interior job?
My first interior job was when I answered an ad in a newspaper when I was trying to figure out how to change my career from an art background to something that would make a living. And a local designer here in San Diego needed a librarian, and so I actually was walking through her office when I got the job and saw her drafting. And this was the catalyst to, I knew that Mr. Brady was an architect on the Brady Bunch, but I had no idea that it involved color.
Right.
So that's kind of where it all began, and my mind just started racing, and then the challenge of honestly just, how am I going to get my degree? How am I going to go back to school and get my degree?
Oh, that's great. So what do you think is the ingredient of a success to become a designer?
Well, I think that the ingredient of a successful designer is definitely having a forecast, a goal, and knowing yourself. I went back to school at 25 and graduated at 31, and knew the entire time the path that I wanted to take was hospitality, interior design, and shepherded along the way through great stepping stones and people in my life. to be a successful designer, I think, is staying focused on the task. At the same time, being able to multitask, understanding trend, understanding forecast of color, understanding durability of the materials, as well as the architectural reference within the plan, because we don't just want to be rag pickers. We want to design the space from the sheetrock in. And so I ended up at the University of Cincinnati Design, Architecture, Art, and Planning, and I was a non-traditional student, and so just keeping my focus and understanding that the long road ahead of me was going to bring great fruit. So it really is a focus.
That's wonderful. So do you really think that there's a niche market for you?
I do. I definitely enjoy hotels, resorts, with the wonderful experience working with Trisha Wilson and Jim Looney. Every single property has its own theatrics. You can create your own script when you go there with the palettes and design. My niche would definitely be the hotel, 4 or 5 star, but I love the challenge of the budget for the mid-scale property, and I believe that we all deserve to have, luxury has been redefined, and I believe that we all have the opportunity when we take our families on vacation, that we should all have, this simplicity of luxury in any form or fashion.
So how do you market yourself?
I am a people person, and oddly enough, I'm don't like to be the center of attention, which does not look like that right now. I love people, I love relationships. I think that life is all about who you know, not what you know. I love sharing, so if I meet somebody, I'm going to try and benefit them by giving them a few leads on some people that I might know that could benefit from their product or something. To me, it's all about people. It's all about relationships. We're put on this planet to have relationships, and being deep-rooted in my faith, I believe that we're called to lead one another to just being good and love each other.
Yeah, that's absolutely exactly what, we alone can never survive, and we need each other, and especially in the hotel industry. Nobody can do a project by themselves. So you're absolutely right in having all these people collaborating together to make this project happen. So when we come back, we are going to talk about more stories from Gina, that whether she sees if there's any trend changing in the hotel industry and what would make it more successful for all of us.
Congratulations, KoniTV.
Congratulations, KoniTV.
Congratulations, KoniTV.
The first online
Internet
TV station.
for the hospitality industry.
Congratulations, KoniTV. If you have not started watching it, you definitely should. Join us now.
Welcome back to Hospitality Insider interview with Gina Joyce. Hi Gina, share with us with a trend that you see, the changes in all your design career.
I think the biggest trend that I've seen is the students coming out of college nowadays don't know how to sketch with their pencil. They know how to sketch on the computer, they know how to sketch verbally, but most often than not, when I'm with the young designers, they're not able to communicate visually with the pen and paper. And other than that, the trends in the hospitality sector are just, there was the bed, then there was the bathroom, then it went back to the bed, and somehow I think it's going to Wi-Fi and technology, which is, something that's not going to be seen. But back to the students, I have a true passion for mentoring. I have a true passion for giving back to the design community, because when I think back on the people who have shepherded me where I've gotten today, the head of the interior design department at the University of Cincinnati used my professional portfolio to allow me into the school. and because my grades weren't that great. So talking to students, I would never let that deter you, because if you have a talent, it will feed you through. And so after proving myself, I come out of it and have then the opportunity to work at Wilson and Associates, which totally fostered the education that I needed to get me to where I am today. So the trend that I see going forward is our designers coming out of college and the junior designers are only as good as what we teach them. They're only as good as how we guide them. And so mentoring is one of my passions. I try to mentor my children as well as I can to foster their gifts and talents that they've been blessed with. And then just with the young designers, just the time that you can spend with somebody but they have to be willing to accept it, and just foster that relationship to the point where then they leave the nest. But it's definitely one of my passions that I think that's really why I want my own firm, is just the opportunity to have an effect on design going forward.
So how long do you have your own company?
I went out on my own with a business partner in 2010, and then went out on my own with Joyce Design Group just the beginning of this year. And we have been overwhelmed with just the growth. We went from myself and another designer that has since moved on, and now I have 4 people. I did not anticipate having 4 new people this year. And again, with the spirit and the focus of being a team player, everybody's in the same canoe, and knowing that your office has your back, that your staff has your back, that you can go and do interviews with Koni Kim and leave the office knowing there's a presentation coming up this Thursday, and having confidence in them.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, I hear so much of Gina Joyce, Joyce Design, you know, whenever I talk about, you know, Dallas area. So you're really upcoming there that everybody's talking about, so you must have done something right.
Oh, I hope so, because I've been in the field for a long time, and I've definitely enjoyed every step of the way. And, you know, going forward, you know, where will the future take me? I just love doing what I do. It is not work. I love being good stewards with the client's money. I love giving them the best design that I can with the ability that we have, and just honestly, it's just creating something beyond their expectation. But at the same time, the surprise of, wow, how did you manage to save me some money? That is honestly one of my goals. That's one of my goals. It really is that surprise, like, whoa, I didn't expect it to have a savings. So,
well, that's we sell value. So, you know, you can still give them. I always said, whether it's a good design or bad design, it costs you the same amount of money.
Yeah,
so you may as well start with a good design.
Absolutely. We believe that we are big firm talent with small firm benefits. So there is principal level dedication and focus on each project, and I like that. I like it. It's the simplicity of the office.
Okay, Gina, I want you to share the wisdom. But first, I want you to talk about your wisdom toward the hoteliers, and then your wisdom to somebody who wants to be like you.
Oh, well, I don't know if you want to be like me, but the wisdom to hoteliers, my favorite show right now is Hotel Impossible. And I love how Anthony Melchiori goes in there and he's honest. He gets to the point, they've asked for help, they're willing to listen, and he gives it to them straight, and he has an eagle eye. And I think the eagle eye is both a blessing and a curse. And so the wisdom to hoteliers is, I'm going to show up and I might go in Hotel Impossible, which my Boston client has already figured that out. As far as the students or people that are coming in that be yourself, don't be me, be yourself, and follow your passion, do what you love, the money will follow. I think there was a book in the 70s that said that, but honestly, it's just that we've all have gifts and we all have talents, and that there is a purpose for each one of us. And I believe that moving forward with that focus, just doing what you love, and it will follow.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having you here, and we would love to have you back and sometime more. Thank you for watching Hospitality Insider on KoniTV. If you'd like more information or would like to be interviewed by KoniTV, then please go to KoniTV.tv.
This is Ken Salyer with Tricus, and I want to thank you for watching.
You're watching
Thanks for watching KoniTV.
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 Watch it every day for the latest hospitality news, hospitality trends, or whatever you desire to find out in the hospitality industry.
Come join us now at KoniTV.tv.